Fuck you, I'm smarter, bitch.
I can't believe you're gonna rig this game.
We don't want to feel dumb anymore.
I feel so stupid right now.
We're here to find out if we're actually dumb. Don't ask us any questions.
Two bumbling morons. Fuck you, I'm smarter.
All right, welcome to Fuck You, I'm Smarter, the comedy game show where we compete with the guests to be crowned the
Smartest person in the room, Zoom.
Thank you, Kelly.
You got it. I'm here to back you up.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah?
I'm doing okay. Got a little bit of a moon phase going on, if you know what that means. It's
Period,
a full
Penelope.
Yeah, it's a full moon over here.
Okay.
But we're doing okay, you know.
Good.
We're working through it. We're doing a lot of just hip opening yoga poses.
Got it.
You know,
yeah.
a lot of resting.
Some bridges, maybe. Do you ever do bridges on your moon?
I did, but it didn't feel great, and I needed to lie down.
All right. Maybe we should have a period episode where we just
I can't believe we haven't.
Hate it.
Oh, okay.
I already
forget it. I hate it too.
hate it.
No, I hate it. I love it.
Well, it's good to see you and be in a room with you. I did test negative today, so
you paused for just a little too long.
Well, I already sent you the results, so I thought I'd scare you a
do.
little. Oh, I started this new thing, and I really want the listeners to catch on. I don't understand why no one's done this yet, but now when I stick the test up my own nose, I FaceTime someone or take a video and send it to them, and it's called the COVID testing challenge.
I love it.
Like the ice bucket challenge. And then I'm like, I nominate Kelly. And then Kelly does it and she sticks it up her nose and she sends it to someone. So
great.
I really wanted to catch on. And if anyone wants to see these videos, I can send them to you. Just let me know. But they're really fun.
We could post them.
Yeah, I've got them. I've got them.
Sure. Follow our Instagram.
Yeah.
At Kelly and Lindsey with an EY.
And get tested, you animals. You fucking gross ass animals.
Woo!
All right.
All right. Well, that was our week.
That was our week. I am very excited about this episode. We have a super funny, awesome, she wants me to call her a podcast person, but she's a podcast producer. She has a great podcast called Can I Pet Your Dog? Former musical theater performer.
Whoop, whoop.
And she worked at theme parks. Don't get me started.
I mean, I can't wait to talk about that. That's the coolest.
And former personal trainer. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah.
Hello, Renee Colvert.
Oh my goodness, you made me sound so interesting.
You are.
Thank you. You guys, my goodness. I'm sure this happened to all of us during this past year. You're just like, is there anything interesting about me?
Yes,
so thank you so much. I
absolutely.
appreciate it so much.
About once a week, I have that moment, actually, Renee.
Sure.
Yeah, this was
just
supposed
because
to
the
be.
routine is right so monotonous that you're just like,
It's like,
Think
am
of a
I
snooze
even
fest.
here? Am I even a person? Should I be here? What's happening?
Yes.
It's suddenly
Exactly.
the next year. I thought it was still March 2020, and I suddenly have very little to show for this past year. Very little to show for it. But,
man, I could not relate more. Exactly. And now there's just a sprint to be like,
we're
well,
like,
I did something.
Yes.
Well, I did something.
Right. And we have
exactly.
to, we have to like make up for last year and start this year fresh. And, it's a lot of pressure. You guys.
I was talking to a friend
It's
of
too
mine
much.
yesterday about like the vaccines are here, which is obviously very exciting, but it's also like, oh no, we need to like get our shit together because things are going to open soon. And now we have to like be real people again. And that's like, now I'm panicking about that.
Yep. Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild how we're just like, oh God, if only the vaccine. And then they're like, well, here you go. And we're like, wait.
Well, wait.
I have a whole to-do list of things I was supposed to do. Yeah.
I swear I'm not ready to come out of quarantine.
I know.
This is who we are now, right? Are we mole people? This is
So
just what we're doing. Like, I don't
can't.
see the light. I can't see the light.
And the only thing that's comforting is I have had this conversation with every single one of my friends.
Okay, good.
I think everybody's just like, oh, now? Okay, all right, yeah.
Oh,
I
now
love
we have to
it.
be humans again.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
And lose 50
exactly.
pounds.
right. Or 150.
Whatever.
Renee.
We are who we are.
Where
Yes.
are you from?
Originally from Colorado Springs, which is arguably one of the lamest cities in Colorado, but it's still got Colorado.
Yeah.
under my belt.
Beautiful.
So it is pretty. I'll give you that. It's real pretty. We got Garden of the Gods. We got
Yes.
the Air Force Academy. Ooh. I maybe would love for us to love people a little better, a little
Yeah.
more universally.
Yeah.
But beauty-wise, what a city.
Yeah.
What a city.
I dated a guy that lived like in Boulder-ish.
Okay.
And
So
I
now
would
Boulder's cool.
Yeah, but I would go there and it's beautiful and there's all these like beautiful people and the like there's so much nature and I'm like, why do people hate so many people here and why are there so many shootings? Like I don't understand. Is it the altitude is making people kill? Like what's happening?
They're not getting
question.
enough oxygen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never understood it because it's like really a glorious place.
It is a
be.
glorious place. I told you about the time that Oliver.
I'm sorry, the
Oliver's
dog is
being
out of
clicking
control.
clicking
kidding?
his toes
This
all
is
over the floor. I mean, I know
my
this is your
dream.
jam. It's our jam too.
it-
He's just not great for sound.
Oh
But,
my
Those of
god!
you said
yeah.
sorry. Think the phrase you're looking for is you're welcome.
Yeah, true,
We've been preparing this for you all day. Thank you so
gosh.
much.
There's two cats also. There's two cats over here. There's also a zoo.
My dream come true.
It's wonderful. It really is. Oliver, stop moving.
So Renee, how long have you been in LA?
Great question. So collectively, I think 100 years because I came out to LA. My high school sweetheart went to Caltech, so that's what initially brought
Got
me
it.
out here. And then I was here. Gosh, I genuinely don't think I know the timeline anymore. But I was here for less than 10 years, more than 5, 5, 6, 7, something. And then I got a show that took me to New York. You can't do that. You can't have this LA weather and then take yourself to New York. You can do New York and come west.
Yes.
But the other way around, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So I did New York for 3 years, and then I've been back. This is going to be my 10-year anniversary coming back from New York.
Wow!
Wow.
Congrats!
I know, 'cause I came out in
Fabulous.
2011. I came back in 2011.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Wow. Yeah,
Nice.
we did
Isn't that
East
crazy?
Coast to West Coast.
Yeah, we did New York to LA. So now I'm not
Smart.
leaving. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
That seems like a
Yeah, you
very
did it
hard
right.
transition
We did
for
it the right way.
sure.
You did it, Brad. How long were you guys in New York for?
I was there for like 10 years.
I was there for 8,
There you go.
Yeah.
and now we've
There you
both
go.
been
Yeah.
here now
Yeah.
for like
6-ish, 7.
Yeah. 7 or 8.
God.
Who knows?
I don't
Who
know.
knows,
I think
Renee?
we
Yeah.
do time the same way. We're like, yeah, it's like between 5 to 10 years.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
cares?
And this will be revealed as the show continues.
Yeah.
Oh, your brain retains nothing.
Cool.
Well, then
me
you're
too.
in the right
This will be a common
place.
theme throughout this show.
Yes,
Okay.
I love
Okay.
it.
You're in good company. Don't worry about it.
So speaking of Renee, what kind of student were you?
Ooh, such a little kiss ass. Such a little. You
Oh
guys.
Nice.
yeah.
Here's
Excuse me. I know the
Mhm.
answer.
yes,
Love it.
that precisely, but self-aware. So, Reese Witherspoon in Election, but aware of how annoying I am. So it would be that behavior, and then immediate wilt, and be like, "That I also agree that I shouldn't have done that, and I am sorry."
No.
But you just couldn't control it.
Right,
So,
right.
I love it.
But my grades weren't super reflective of that. It was like it was fine. I was
love it.
fine.
That's great. And
Yeah.
what were your like favorite subjects, or what did you hate?
Great question. So I loved anatomy. Still remains to be seen if I genuinely love anatomy or if I just had a really cool teacher.
Oh
We've
yeah.
come across this
So-
from doing this podcast. We've come across people who
Sure.
are like, I loved this subject, but I think it was because I had this amazing teacher.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
Right.
If you had
Right,
amazing
right.
teachers in every subject, you would love learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need
Isn't
more
that
of that.
funny?
Mhm.
It's so crazy how that went. But he would just be fun. Like, and honestly, I'm going to need your help to see if I'm even getting this muscle group right. But is one of your quadricep muscles the rectus femoris?
Yes.
Don't say them right? Okay.
Right?
So he would do a joke
I
where
think so.
yeah.
maybe, we'll see. Would do
No,
a
I'm like
joke.
90
Did I just give away?
No, I'm 90.
No, you're good. I'm just thinking like personal trainer, yoga instructor, like we should know this and not pause.
We all should
Yes.
know it. We all passed a test saying at one point we knew this.
Yeah.
Any Hooters, that teacher, his name was Mr. Gigliotti, and when describing it, he would bump into a table and he'd be like, my femoris.
Love
and
him.
you're like, rectus femoris.
Got it.
I
He's
love
great.
him.
He's great.
That's
He was
my kind of
great. So-
dad joke teacher.
Come on. So much fun.
Yeah.
So loved anatomy, hated math. Hated it.
Fair.
Just not good at it.
Yeah.
Just not good at it, guys. It didn't make sense to me.
Renee,
Doesn't
we've
make
tried
any
to
sense.
teach math in this podcast so many times, and we hate it
not gonna happen.
so
Yep.
much. Like,
Spoiler alert, we did not write you a math
No.
quiz, so you don't even have to worry about
Bless
it.
you.
It's not
Bless
happening.
you so much.
We
I
didn't.
was prepared to fail with a good attitude, but I'm happy to hear that that's not going to be on the horizon.
Definitely
because
not.
here's
Thank you.
the thing. Like, when we ask our guests their least favorite subjects, sometimes we like to throw in a challenge and write a quiz about it.
Right.
But we hate math so much that when they hate math and we hate math, it becomes very difficult. And we're also not that smart at math.
And
So
then we're all suffering. And what is is that entertainment? That's a weird
Why
kind
would
of,
we?
what kind of a person just wants to hear people suffer? We don't want those kind of listeners.
No.
Those are sadists.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But I love the evolution of that. So now we just take a portion of the podcast to just like burn math. Like, it's stupid and we all hate
Yes.
it.
we should just have a math
That's how it should
burning
be.
corner.
We
And we just talk
should.
about
Yeah.
how much we hate math.
Renee, you just started like a
started
new
a new-
recess trend.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Let's
it.
roast math. Let's get in there.
So where did you go to school for musical theater? Where did you go to college? Where did you go from little Renee?
Yes. So a crazy musical theater kid, as I'm sure everybody on your show is. And I went to OCU, if you are into musical theater, home of Kristen Chenoweth, home of Kelly O'Hara, in Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City University.
Yes.
And then, I'll tell you what, that high school sweetheart had a strong pull.
I
The
hate him.
dark side of that is old Renee had a pretty rough eating disorder, and I was like,
Oh.
and that school, I'm going to dip it down, but I'm going to bring it right back.
Yeah.
I'll dip
We
it,
got
I'll
you.
bring it back.
We got you,
we're
baby.
along
So-
for the ride.
It was the early 2000s, so we didn't quite have the awareness that we
Mhm.
have now. It might still be happening, but you were graded on your weight in all your dance classes.
Disgusting.
So old eating disorder flunked herself out of college with ho-hos and cupcakes and spaghetti.
I
So
hate
instead
them.
of like, oh God, I don't know what to do, I was in love with a high school sweetheart, but it also was kind of a nice out to be like, I'm just gonna sprint on
Yeah.
over to California.
Right.
So he was going to Caltech, which is great. So that got me to Pasadena. And then, the performance stuff, Universal Studios and Disneyland are right
Yes.
here. So that's what got me into theme parks.
Oh,
Love
cool.
that.
So okay, can you talk a little about the theme park life?
I love nothing
The
more.
theme park lifestyle?
Tell me about how did it go? So if you're a theme park person and you've been to Universal Studios Hollywood, there is a ride, I guess, there that is called the Studio Tram Tour.
Yes.
That is this big tram that takes you all throughout where the movies have been filmed. But then also on the tram, you get to see King Kong. There's an earthquake experience. It's a lot of fun. And there's an overeager entertainer on the microphone. Right, exactly. So I was a tour guide at Universal.
Yes,
Yes.
Lindsay
And
was a
then
tour
from there-
guide. I love
Yes,
this. You have so many
amazing.
connections.
Well,
I know.
I got to hear more about the tour. Well, now,
Yeah.
what did you give it
Well,
tour
I
to?
did Sex and the City tours in New York for like 5 years.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was on that
Different kind of
mic,
tour. You were
telling
with
dick
families.
jokes. Yeah.
She was being disgusting. Yeah.
But
But
I love that you did the
delightful.
tours.
I mean, I do think. Have you already talked about the Sex and the City tour on the show? For listeners well versed in what that was like? Because
Yeah.
I want to know.
No, I could
not
talk
all,
about
but
it
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. I mean, we had a guest that was also a Sex and the City tour guide, so we talked about it a little bit, but it was like the best, worst job I've ever had. It was like 55 women
Yeah.
on a bus, like a bachelorette party or some sort of a girls trip, just like
Right.
sloppy, like, where does Hugh Jackman live?
Delightful.
And you're
Yeah.
like trying not to be a mosquito, but also like give them a good time. So you're like, I don't want
Right.
to tell them where Hugh Jackman lives. Like, I want Hugh Jackman to like us. But like, it was just like a crazy, ridiculous experience that like, we would go to the bar, we get Cosmos, like we go to the sex shop. It was like insane. I mean, it was definitely different. But when I moved here, our company had partnered with TMZ and they asked me if I wanted to do the TMZ tours in LA. And I was like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could
Don't
do
you have
the
to go
tour
to
guiding thing
celebrity
anymore.
houses and
Yeah.
stuff? That's so uncomfortable.
Right.
It's
And-
one thing to go to a set location. It's another thing to
Yes.
like literally troll.
Yeah, you're
people.
trolling people. And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't do it. But,
Yeah.
I thought about doing those tours like when I first moved here because I had all the tour guiding experience. So I was like, should I work at Universal and like do tours? And then I was like, I'm old and I can't.
Well, listen, you can do anything you want. You'd be phenomenal at it. Are you too talented to do it? Probably.
Yes.
Probably. But I will say, in your young 20s, man,
Right.
it was the best job.
Yeah.
I had the best
So you
time.
enjoyed it.
It is not. Loved it.
Right.
Not union, so doesn't pay great. Still don't think it pays great.
Mm.
But then from there, I dipped into the dance department. So I started doing all their dance shows, and then from there, I started doing their stage shows.
Cool.
So, you know, man,
I love
Worked
it.
living
your
and thing,
way
folks,
up.
it really matters.
I love that.
I love
So,
it too.
wait,
Did you
can
do
you
like
tell
the Beetlejuice show? Wasn't there like a Beetlejuice show?
Yeah.
I remember
God,
that.
I'm so impressed with your memory. Yes. So the period of time that I was there,
You're
there
like,
was a
I
show
don't even
called-
remember that.
No. It's that's because that was like when the shows were good, and then it started to like tip over into reality TV
Yes.
and corporate, and NBC started to take over.
Mm.
So there was a reality show called Fear Factor.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember Fear
Yes.
Factor. Sure.
Okay. So of course you're going to turn that into a stage show. So that is one of the stage shows that I did. Is they did a live Fear Factor where we were just making poor civilians puke on a daily basis.
Wow.
That's the right face. You're both making the right
Oh.
face right now.
My God.
Wild.
Wow.
How did you not puke? I would be like totally
I
dry
would be
heaving.
puking.
Yeah, it was well because, and I'm sure you guys know because you're performers, right? So you've got that like show must go on, you know,
Sure.
sort of adrenaline going. But there definitely is something like you are hearing heaving as you're like, then coming up next
my
was wild.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
As long as you didn't have to
little
clean
crazy.
it up, touch it, be close enough to smell it, or eat a bug or anything.
I'm a little vomit
Right.
sensitive, so like,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. When I worked on a cruise ship, and we had a crossing that was really bad, and so we were all like
Right.
performing and vomiting, and I will
Ugh,
never
I don't
forget
think I
it.
could
Like
do
it was
that.
like. The comedian came out like with a bucket and was like throwing up and performing at the same
Yeah.
time.
Can you
Oh my
keep
God.
that off stage?
It was
I'd rather not have the performer.
so
Like I would rather
bad.
just sit in a room
Oh
and
my
drink
God.
my 2-drink minimum
Right.
and not see the performer rather than having
doing
them
it properly.
vomiting on stage.
So
Mhm.
Renee,
Can you imagine?
oh my God.
when
Yes.
I was prepping for this show, I was like doing research on you, and I'm like, this fucking woman is like a Renaissance woman. And so I was gonna do a game about Renaissance women,
Oh, cute.
but then I
But you
realized
didn't.
nobody knows who any of the Renaissance women were, so you guys wouldn't know any of the answers, unfortunately.
Well, you could have taught us about it.
I
But it
know.
would have been fun, and it's a good idea.
Everyone look up Renaissance women. But Renee, you are a Renaissance woman. I feel like you've done it
Yes.
all. You've seen it all. I love it.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I did have follow-up questions on the cruise. We can do it afterwards, though.
No, we could
but
we could talk about it.
Here. Listen, what cruise line, what show? You gotta tell us.
I worked on a small cruise ship called Oceana Cruise Lines, which was like a luxury
Sure.
ship, kind of like a Crystal Cruises. I think that was like their
Nice,
sister
yeah.
company. And there were only 4 performers on the ship, so it was just the 4 of us. And we had different reviews. So we would do like a 70s review, a musical theater review, an LA show because the ship was going to LA. Like
Cool.
yeah,
Fun.
different like
Fun.
themes, but it was very small
Right.
compared to like the big spectacles that you see on like
Sure.
a Royal Caribbean or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, it was like a crazy,
So
awesome.
you were close enough to smell the vomit.
I was holding on to a piano for dear life, smelling the vomit behind. It was really bad. But that
But,
only
yeah.
happened once. That was like, there was only one time where we all got sick. So I feel like we were
Sure.
pretty lucky. But
Right.
I don't think I could work near vomit, and I would need some sort of vomit pay. Thank you.
You need a vomit bump for sure. You need a
Yeah,
vomit bump.
exactly. Let's get that negotiated
yeah.
in the contract. If you could, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I have worked with vomit before because I used to babysit kids a lot. I was like a nanny and like
Right.
babysitter for a long time. And I worked in a children's facility teaching classes and stuff. So I've been around a lot of kids and I have been projectile vomited upon
I can't.
more than once. I have
Bud.
gotten
Yep.
like child fecal matter underneath my fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have also seen it all in my way.
Okay. I think this is a great time to
Segue?
start our
Is
game.
this our segue? Okay.
Renee, are you ready to play?
Fecal matter, first topic. What was that?
Ooh.
Actually, there's no
Yes.
fecal matter mentioned on the show except for the
Surprising.
intro.
Well,
Fuck you, I'm smarter.
All right, class. We're going to start today with geography. Are we ready?
Ready.
So Renee
Yes.
mentioned that she is originally from Colorado Springs.
I believe it's pronounced Colorado.
Oh, excuse me. So we're going to play a little game popular to the show called I Have a Question. So it's not going to be a multiple choice. It's just you're just going to like give me an answer.
Off the cuff,
Any answer. But these are all questions about Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
And I know because Renee has a little bit of an advantage because she's from there. I tried to make it fair.
I was going to say this is a very weighted in her favor game.
I know.
Credit. I have tried to block most of it out.
Good.
So let's see.
Great.
Let's see what happens.
Fair.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. So just a little intro. There are over 300 days of sunshine to be enjoyed in Colorado Springs each year. The city is higher than a mile above sea level, making it one of the tallest cities in the United States. It is the home of Pikes Peak. Have you been there?
I have.
Yes.
I have the socks to prove it.
Very nice.
It is
Very
the site
warm.
of one of the richest gold strikes in American history, and it's also home, some say, to Sasquatch or Bigfoot or Yeti, whatever you want to call him, her, or them personally. So let's learn a little bit more about Colorado Springs and play the game. I have a question. How was that,
That was
guys?
a beautiful introduction.
Thank you so
That was
much.
awesome.
That was
Thank
so
you.
Gentlemen, get this one into
professional.
voiceover. That's what's next for you.
Woo.
Amazing.
All right, we're going to start with Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly.
Yes.
Nikola Tesla's experimental lab was located by Memorial Park in Colorado Springs in 1899.
Sorry.
Kelly, who was Nikola Tesla?
He was an inventor.
Uh-huh. And what did he invent? Who do you rub elbows with?
He invented a car.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to give you 1 point for inventor, and then I'm going to give Renee a chance to steal. Renee, can you tell me a little bit more about Nikola Tesla?
Oh, sure. I'd love nothing more. I'm also going to go with the car theme. Rival to Harrison Ford, not Henry Harrison. That's the choice that I've said. That's the choice that I'm
Stick with it.
Okay.
Double down.
So, yeah, double down on that. I told you she's a Renaissance woman.
Oh
Even
my
though
God.
she was also a Nikola Tesla genius. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he was actually
Wait, I have another guess.
okay.
Thermodynamics.
Okay,
No,
relax.
okay.
Relax. So
Nuclear physicist.
Nope, we're done
okay.
here.
All right.
So he helped invent like modern currents, electrical currents.
That's exactly what I said. I
tracks.
just said that.
What did you say, liar? So he Thomas Edison gets a lot of credit, but he was like right by him, like rubbing elbows.
Yeah, what else were they rubbing? Am I right?
Yeah, he was a real pervert too. So
What? They were just lovers.
he was from Serbia, but he somehow
Russian.
he got
No?
like
I thought he was Russian.
somehow he got in with the Colorado Springs crowd, and he ended up in Colorado
He's
Springs.
a spy.
And he would play with these currents, and he would like create these huge blackouts throughout the entire town.
I
So
bet
the
everyone
town
loved
hated
that.
him.
Yeah.
They hated him.
Yeah, that I bet they loved it. Please stay. Please never
Please
leave.
stay and
they
keep
said.
fucking with our electricity that we just invented.
They like tore his lab down. He couldn't pay like his
man.
rent because people were
Wow.
like
Ugh.
revolting against him. But yeah, it's a huge part of Colorado Springs history. you
Literally
guys.
had no idea.
Look
Did
at
you know that, Renee?
I genuinely just learned something. Will it? It's gonna fascinate me until tomorrow when I forget it.
remember.
Yeah.
But right now, I love it and I'm
That's
fascinated.
okay. I taught
Same.
it, and I'm gonna forget it in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Great.
That's the theme. Okay. Renee, this one have this strange feeling that you're going to know this.
Okay, let's see.
No
Let's see.
pressure.
Colorado Springs became a haven for those recovering from blank.
Sure.
Doctors
Meth
believed
addiction. Oh,
close. No. Doctors believed that the mineral waters of nearby Manitou Springs had healing effects, and that the dry climate and mountain air were helpful for those suffering from blank. Do you know what blank is?
I would say dandruff.
Oh, that's a that's a very good guess. Kelly, do you want to guess?
Rheumatism.
No, you're both incorrect. It is tuberculosis.
Of course.
Look at that.
Renee, everything
Man,
I
that's really
looked up
interesting.
about Colorado Springs mentions its ties to tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis,
Everything's right.
Tesla,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
all
Yes.
the big T's of the modern era.
Yes. Okay. So, Kelly.
Yeah.
General William Jackson Palmer is a towering figure in Colorado Springs history. He founded the town,
Of course.
He-
Everybody knows that.
built many of the gorgeous historic buildings in Colorado Springs,
Mhm.
and he had this like very weird, like eclectic personality that kind of created the tone of the town. Like people like remember him when, basically.
Mhm.
So he was also a lifelong Quaker.
Okay.
Kelly,
Yeah.
what is a Quaker?
A Quaker is it's like I think of like a duck with a cracker. That's the
Oh.
combination. That's what a duck eating a cracker.
That's a very good
That's not the right answer.
guess.
We need to change the answer
Yes.
because that is now.
That's
the
the
That
right
is
answer.
the
Yes.
correct answer.
Yes.
So we're going to give Kelly a point
Thank
for that.
you.
But Renee, do you know what a Quaker is? Like the religion Quaker?
I am familiar with the religion Quaker. I'm more familiar with the oats.
Ah,
oats.
uh-huh.
The oats is
Mm-hmm.
where my
Brain
my
goes.
knowledge really
Yeah.
thrives. It comes in a cylinder.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually just had one
box.
delivered. Oh my god.
Now
I'm-
those
There you
oats.
go. Plastic top.
Yep.
But the
Yes.
person on those oats
Yeah, he's
was
a-
definitely a Quaker,
For
right?
sure. They do the buckle.
Obviously. Sure.
They have like
They
a
have a
buckle.
buckle.
They wear very plain clothing. They have some kind of hat situation. They're very religiously tolerant and open. And there's a Christian derivative, but they're like extremely. They like love everyone. They're very like accepting.
Yes. Okay, Kelly, I'm giving you a point for that.
Thank you. I still think the cracker duck thing.
Yeah,
but
I like that better.
Obviously.
it can be
that's
both,
better.
I guess.
Yes.
you know.
Now, this is where you could have phoned a friend, Renee, because
do we have that
Allison
option?
Rosen was raised a Quaker. She's talked about it on her show.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
Look at that. I should have.
Ugh.
Okay, all right. Hold on. I'm going to get Allison's number up here so we can do
So-
a quick, subtle text for the next one.
Kelly, you are correct. So
Okay.
basically it is they believe in like spirituality, men and
Yeah.
women are equal. It's just like a less rigid
Yeah.
version of Christianity.
Yeah.
Yes, Christianity. And it actually sounds
right.
quite nice.
It
Like
does.
when I think of myself being Jewish, it's more about like the traditions and like the love thy neighbor. I actually feel like it's like that version of Christianity.
Right. With buckles.
With buckles. All right. Renee. This one's fun.
Ready.
Okay.
Also, this is such a good quiz. Like, this is so interesting. You are very good at quizzes.
Oh.
Not good at answering them, but good at
Thank
being
you,
entertained by
thank
them. So
you.
great job.
Okay. The Garden of the Gods, which you mentioned, is a popular natural landmark nestled in the foot of Pikes Peak and on the west side of Colorado Springs. It's known for its massive red rocks emerging from the ground, and it's a beautiful must-see destination. Now, 3,000 years ago, Garden of the Gods was a secret hub for trade between nomadic tribes and the Ute people. But another little-known fact was that Garden of the Gods has its own blank. It has its own
Ooh.
blank. One of a kind,
What
baby.
does
Goodness.
that have to do with?
One of a kind.
I do know this answer. I don't know this answer, but I can tell you something that is Garden of the Gods, so this is how I'm going to answer. They do have their own two camels that are kissing. The rocks look like two camels that are
Yes,
kissing. Oh, kissing.
you're
That's
right.
correct.
That
You
is.
have to give
I'm
her a
gonna
point
give
for
you
that.
a
That's
point for that.
True.
That is
Thank you.
true.
Thank you so much.
Kelly, for another point, do you want to guess what they have their own?
When I went there, I got lost and stoned.
Sure.
Stoned and then lost and almost died. So this is very triggering for me.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna tell
Nope,
you.
got nothing.
Okay.
They have their own.
They have
banking
their
system.
own dinosaur.
Excuse me?
In 1878, a college professor named James Kerr found the only Theophytalia carey in the garden, and
Whoa.
it's a kind of dinosaur.
Wow. Is
Isn't
it
that
still
crazy?
alive?
No, I
Yes,
mean,
it's still alive.
Okay.
That's what you want.
That's what you
Okay, obviously. Yeah.
Everyone wants their own dinosaur.
That's really cool. So they never found this dinosaur anywhere else?
No. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
insane.
I wanna know what he
That's
looks
so
like.
Cool.
It's the only known Theria
Wow.
fatalia Carey, it's called.
Aw, her
Oh, and
name
they
was
named
Carrie.
it Kerri at the end for the James Kerr. That's cute. Okay.
Can you?
Now, I love this so much. I will say that it is a popular activity to get stoned and wander around.
Yeah.
So I also wonder if maybe he was having some chicken wings while he was stoned. And it was just like, you won't believe this dinosaur
Right.
we found.
Mhm.
I'm like,
And it was
okay.
just.
All right.
Yeah.
Renee, I think you're onto something
Yes.
here.
He's like, no, I swear it's
That
different
is-
than anything else. I'm a fucking
I've
scientist.
never seen anything
I
like
know
this.
what I'm talking about. It's a
And
Theophilophalufus
maybe they-
Carrie. Okay.
exactly. But I feel like, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I feel like they should lead with that.
Yes.
Only dinosaurs, what that place should be called.
Right.
Not Garden.
Yes.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of like,
what I'm
look
doing.
at this
Only
rock that's
dinosaur
like
land.
sort of balancing on another rock. It's like we have our own dinosaur.
They have their own dinosaur.
Yeah,
That should be
let's
their
lead with that,
mascot.
you guys. Come on.
Unbelievable.
For sure.
Unbelievable. All right, Kelly,
Yes.
just 2 more quickies.
Okay.
Kelly, what does Colorado mean?
Colorado. The Colorado.
Yeah. Color is correct. What is Rado?
Rod, yeah. Thick rod, a color, a light spectrum. Light spectrum. Red.
And-
red.
Yes, color
Red.
red.
Because I was just thinking of red rocks.
Yes, Kelly.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Woo!
Did you know that, Renee?
That one I did know. We did it. What a team. I will take, I'm now on Kelly's team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
I give her the point.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
go
on
ahead.
my own. I'm on my own. All right. Last question, Renee.
You gave her a point?
Yeah,
All right,
because
fine.
she's on your team
Fine.
now.
No, it's
no,
fine.
that's
No,
your
you're our
point. That's
guest.
your point.
You know
We
you
all
are our
say-
guest. You will take
Renee, don't tell me how to run this game.
I just am like, what? Oh, you're really?
Sorry.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Renee, which one of these was not
Yes.
invented in Colorado? The cheeseburger, the car boot, or ski poles? Which one was not
The
invented?
cheeseburger. I'm going to go with cheeseburger.
That is incorrect.
We invented the cheeseburger? Why
wait.
am I dunking on this amazing state? That's incredible.
Isn't that incredible?
Which one?
The car boot,
one
like
didn't
a
we do?
like a trunk.
Like the boot you get on your car, like when you don't pay your
Don't pick.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Okay. Which one was not?
car boot or ski poles?
Which one was not invented?
Which
there?
one was not invented there?
I'll say the car boot.
You did not invent the
Wow.
ski poles. Those were invented in Sweden.
Of
Yeah,
course. No,
Sweden.
Switzerland?
That does
Sweden.
track. That
Sweden?
seems right.
It said Sweden.
Are you sure you're not confusing it with Switzerland?
No, the internet said
Okay.
Sweden.
Let's talk about dogs.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Let's talk
Okay.
about dogs.
All right, I like it.
yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to history class today. Okay, American history.
Wow.
We're going to talk about presidents and their dogs. Okay.
Yes.
This game is
Aw.
called Dogs for President. I would vote.
Yeah.
You know,
We'd
Now,
love to
is
see
this
it.
in
Great.
honor of Renee's dog Tugboat?
it's in honor of all dogs.
All of the
All
But
dogs.
yeah,
all
so
dogs.
it's
You
because
should all be
Renee.
present.
It's
Yes.
because of Renee's podcast. Can I Pet Your Dog? It's because she loves her dog Tugboat. It's because you have a dog named Oliver, and he's the smalliverest.
Fun fact, I tried to do a tugboat
Yes.
quiz and there's nothing interesting about tugboats.
Cute.
Nothing interesting
funny.
about tugboats. Isn't that funny? You know, I have also had that trying to find cool merch. And I was like, well, I bet there's like a fun tugboat hat. And you're like, why?
There has
Why
to
would
be.
it be a
There's
tugboat
not.
ball cap?
There's not.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
exactly. They're like, tugboats know their job. They're fine.
They're like, we don't have to be interesting. We literally have a job to do.
No, we help other
and-
boats get into dock. We know what we do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
All right. So let's excuse me, my brain is exploding. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a moment of like the synapses were like firing
Sure.
into some other part of my body.
Got
you know what
it.
I mean?
Was
I
it
just
gas?
I just have my
job.
period and my brain is really foggy.
Great.
Good job catching it, though. Good job having that body awareness to be like, oh, that's what's
Hold on a
happening.
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Going to take
It's
a
just-
quick moment to observe. Great.
And we're back. All right.
Perfect.
Dogs for president. Number 1.
Are you going back and forth?
I am going to go back and forth.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
So just a little preface. Like I don't know about you guys, but I like to imagine that my pets, I have 2 cats, and whenever I'm like with a dog, I like to imagine them at night, like when we go to sleep, that's their time to shine. That's their time when they like come out and like write their novel. They put on their glasses. They pop open the laptop. They have like a secret life at night, right? They're doing their research, whatever. They're enrolled in college courses. I don't know what they're doing.
They go to Arizona State.
Or Phoenix. What is it called?
Yeah, Phoenix. That's what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a dog once who co-authored a book, and it was a president's dog. Whoa. So Renee, I'm gonna ask this question to you. So once referred to as the most famous dog in White House history, probably by his owner, this dog was credited as a co-author of a First Lady's New York Times bestseller. So I'm gonna give you an A, B, and C. It's multiple choice. Can you guess the? Yeah. Right. I don't expect you to know this. Although if you're a true dog lover, Renee,
I should know.
All the history of dogs. So was it A, Eleanor Roosevelt with her dog Kipper? Was it B, Barbara Bush with their dog Millie? Or C, Melania Trump with her dog Patton?
Ooh, I like it.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with B, but it was a second choice. My brain was like, oh, it's obviously Roosevelt. And then I was like, no, I think it's the second one. So you let me know.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yay.
Look at that.
Barbara Bush and her dog Millie.
Cute.
Yes. So, she wrote a book called Millie's Book. It was a New York Times bestseller. I guess it's about the dog. I have no idea. The dog was credited as a co-author.
I love it.
Right.
Now is Barbara is that the old one?
Yes.
I
believe she died. She died recently.
Yes,
like
Barbara
a couple
Bush.
Years ago
Okay, got it.
Right.
Did you guys, when you were little, like in the swimming pool, did you ever do the Martha Washington with your hair?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
For some reason, that always reminds me of Barbara Bush.
She may have had a similar hairstyle. She wasn't quite as old. Yeah. Well, not really from the same time, but
my brain as a kid went to that for some reason.
Cute.
Now, can we put out a request to your listeners? Sure. If you happen to be related and you knew someone who got a photograph of her doing that.
Yes.
Barbara Bush, that's the photo I want to see.
Same.
I think in my head, when I was little, when I thought Christopher Columbus and Johnny Appleseed were the same person, I think I also thought that Martha Washington and Barbara Bush
were the same person. You have a really warped view of history. Yeah. It all happened in the last 20 years.
Thank God I'm teaching on this podcast.
I feel like it's interchangeable.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's
old
great.
Old person from American history.
Yeah, just every old woman looks the same to me.
All right, Lindsay, number 2. Speaking, unfortunately, of Melania Trump, as
Gross.
She was in the an option of the last question.
Proper response.
Yeah, and I offer my apologies here for bringing her up so soon after she's become completely irrelevant. Thankfully,
we said we wouldn't speak of her again.
I know. But just so you guys know, her and DJ Trump, which I'm calling him now.
Oh, I like that. DJ Trump.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope that catches
I
on.
hope so too. They absolutely would not. They absolutely refused to get a dog.
Yeah, because people who don't have dogs are sociopaths.
Yes. Or people who don't at least...
They don't like dogs.
I mean, I don't have a dog. I'm not a sociopath, but
don't like dogs.
Broad strokes here.
Sorry, I know you're of your period and you're sensitive. I shouldn't have said that.
But he was the first the first president in 150 years.
Unbelievable.
To not have a dog.
Not surprising.
Like he just refused. Like they were so against it. It was like disgusting.
Good. Dogs win in the end of that scenario.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
Thankfully for the dog, they didn't have to endure living with them. But so they were so against dogs, right? First, there was this delightful golden doodle named Patton, who some gross Palm Beach socialite was trying to give to Barron when they were like moving to the White House, like when he first got elected.
They're like, this dog with you.
Yeah, but and she's like showed him a picture. Right. It was like all ready to go. Like he was like crying, wanted the dog so bad, and they're like, no, you can't have the dog. Then there was Conan, the heroic Belgian Malinois, which I've never heard of that type of dog, but cool.
Okay.
So Conan was like a hero dog, right? And they brought him out on this podium, and Trump and Melania were up there with Mike Pence, and like Trump and Melania were standing as far away from the dog as possible. They wouldn't pet him.
It's great.
Pence was petting him, but like they were like, this dog is amazing. He's a hero, but like they wouldn't even look at him. Melania's just like posing and smiling, but like was like 6 feet away from the dog way before COVID.
Right.
And what's my question? Oh, my question is, do you know what Conan was being honored for? Like, why was he a dog hero? I'll give you, this is for you, Lindsay.
Okay.
I'll give you an A, B, and C.
Okay.
Was it A, for sniffing out drugs that led to the seizure of millions of dollars worth of heroin and the arrest of several high-ranking drug dealers? Was it B, taking out the leader of ISIS? Or was it C, saving a baby from a burning house fire?
Oh, I want it to be C.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Is
It's
it?
A.
Don't we
Is it
all?
A?
Don't we all?
No, it's not A.
Is it C?
I'm not going to tell you because now Renee can steal. Renee, is it taking out the
Yes.
leader of ISIS or saving a baby from a burning house fire?
I think it's ISIS.
Yes! Good job. You got it.
When in doubt,
Yeah.
it's ISIS.
Boy, because man, you really hit something on the, because like watching that, you're just like, pet that dog. And then you're like, wait, think of that from the dog's perspective. The dog doesn't want that.
No.
The dog doesn't want that. So let them continue to dislike dogs
fine.
and let's keep this dog safe
Yes.
far
I
away
just
from them.
wish that they had tried to pet
Me
him
too.
and the
and
dog bit his hand off.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that I would accept that.
Yeah.
That would be, yes, we'll accept biting your hand off.
Wow.
Quick extra credit.
Unreal.
Upon leaving this press event, Melania was asked if she'd like to adopt Conan for their teen son, Baron. The former First Lady responded with a hair flip, a smile, and stated what? A, you can both guess. A, over my dead body. B, no. Or C, I discuss with husband.
Okay.
Ooh,
Or is it D?
B.
I am actually praying mantis. I think
That's
it's.
the one.
I think
That's
she
it.
went. I
It's
will
that one.
discuss with husbands.
Renee, do you have a guess?
Ooh, that's got it. I think she just said no.
You're right. She just said
She
no.
just-
She just
I
said
see. It's like,
no. No.
I see.
Are you going to
I see.
adopt the dog? You want to adopt the dog for your son?
No.
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 Ugh.
And then just walked
Go.
off.
Get out of here.
Remember that life that we had for 4 years?
I'm sorry to even bring it up.
Yeah.
Sorry to even bring it up.
Is it over?
No, but I'm glad
Let's
you
move
did.
on.
And again, the thing that's fun to think about is just like, well, thank God.
Yes.
Right.
Good. Well, we would have felt so bad
Right.
for that dog.
Right.
We would have felt really bad for that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been a daily mission on my part to do.
Yes.
Like, I gotta
There
go
would have
save the
been
dog.
like save the dog, save Conan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Cute.
Okay. Number 3, Renee.
Yes.
One president's dog is credited with preventing what very serious threat? And I'll give you the president and then the threat. Okay. Was it A,
Okay.
President Kennedy preventing nuclear war? Was it B,
Ooh, boy.
FDR, also nuclear war? Or was it C, John Adams preventing invasion by the French?
Ooh.
Ooh.
What did this dog do? And who did he do it for?
Who did it? I'm gonna go with John Adams, preventing invasion from the French, just because I like that scene.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
Lindsay.
Seems right. That seems right.
All right. So
Yes.
who are the other ones?
It was either Kennedy
or
FDR, our favorite president.
That
we
is
like
our
to talk
favorite
about
president.
on this show because we like to say, "Was he the one in Annie?" And then we say, "I think so."
Yeah.
And then we say,
Was
"Well,
he the
look
one
it
in
up.
Annie?"
He was the one in Annie."
Okay. I'm going with him because he was an Annie.
That's
Okay,
incorrect.
no, but smart choice.
Yes,
smart
he
choice and
wasn't-
good logic to choose.
That is good logic. Yes, he was in Annie, but no, he was not the one. Apparently, it was President Kennedy. And now I'm going to tell you a story about this time that Kennedy's dog saved the world from nuclear warfare.
Wow.
And
Tell us everything.
through this story, you're going to answer a few more questions, okay? With fill in the blanks.
Oh.
When I get to a part of the story and I say blank, you're going to fill it in, babies. Are you
Can
ready?
we yell it out or are
Great.
you going one at a time?
I think that's a great question. I think I'll go back and forth,
Okay.
but if you don't know it, the other
Okay.
person has a chance to guess.
Great.
Okay? Okay, here we go. Story time. Like when you turn the page of the book, right? And
Yeah.
there's like, bring. Okay.
Yes. Oh, what a magical wonderland we're in.
Yes, a magical wonderland. We're in President Kennedy's White House.
About nuclear
war. Isn't this fun? The story starts, kids, in April 1961 when CIA-backed forces launched an invasion of Cuba at the Lindsey.
Ooh, the Bay
Where?
of Pigs.
Very good.
Yes.
Ooh, thank you so much, Renee. Thank you.
With the
That's very good. I'm
aim
very
of
impressed.
toppling. What were they trying to topple or whom? What were they trying to do? Who were they invading and why? Well, they were invading Cuba. Who was in charge? Renee.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the pigs. We covered that. Let's see.
With the aim of toppling some
Right.
bad type of government. What's a bad? Who's bad? Bad
You know,
government. We still hate. We're still against
bad-
them. They're against.
Don't like
We don't
I honestly,
like-
you guys,
We don't.
you guys know we don't like. I'm sorry, I said an NDR. I can't say it.
Lindsay, do you have a guess?
Communists?
Yes, very
There
good.
we are.
Lindsay, who was in charge? Who was the leader of Cuba at this time? Renee.
I have two guesses.
You have a guess?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Is this
Please
the
help me,
one,
Lindsay.
Fidel Castro?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Which
Very
one
good.
was-
I was going to say Miss Hannigan, so this is good. It's going well.
Thank you.
Thank
We
God.
love
All right.
you,
Wait,
Miss
who was Saddam
Hannigan.
Hussein again? Was that Iraq?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was one of those.
I
Okay.
love you. You're doing
I
great.
picked the right one.
You're doing great. You did geography. All right. In October of 1962, a U.S. spy plane photographs nuclear missiles in Cuba, less than 150 kilometers from the U.S. coast. But the invasion is bungled, and Castro's army defeats the invaders in 3 days. The events push Cuba further from the U.S., diplomatically speaking, and closer to what country? Wait, whose turn?
It's
is
Renee's
it?
turn.
Renee, what
Oh,
country?
sure. Yeah, the one next to Cuba. The one right next to it. We all know it. Let's say it together on 3.
1, 2, France.
3.
No. What other country was involved in Cuba and had? Think of another power that had nuclear power.
China?
Oh, sure.
No,
Russia.
good guess. Yes,
Yes.
Russia. It was the USSR or the Soviet Union or
They
whatever.
really fit their hands in many pots.
They're always getting
They really
involved.
Do. They're tricky.
very tricky.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're all going to know this one. So then in June,
Obviously.
JFK, accompanied by Jackie, flies to Vienna for a summit with Soviet leader Lindsay.
It's my turn.
Soviet leader.
Wait, can I ask Jackie? Oh, I think.
Did you guys watch that movie with
No.
Natalie Portman?
I actually did not see
Yes, so
it.
good. That was
I
perfect.
was
It was
like,
spot
is
on. I
that
was like,
how
is the movie playing?
she?
Is that?
Is it how she talks?
Yes, because they
Must
show
have been.
videos at the end
Must
of the
have
whole
been.
movie. I was like, I can't get into this movie because of that voice.
Soviet Union leader. What year is this again?
61, 62.
61, 62.
The Kremlin? I don't know. I don't know.
I think, you know what? I think the Kremlin is actually a place.
It is. It's like his castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew? I didn't know
But
that
it
until
could be
like
a
this
person.
year.
We can anthropomorphize it. That's
Yeah.
fine. The Kremlin.
Right.
The Kremlin was in charge.
Yeah, the
Right.
Kremlin was in charge.
All right. Renee, do you know his name? Nah. Who
Yeah,
the-
Putin. He's been around for a
Russia,
long
yeah, right. He's been
Yeah,
around for
yeah.
fucking ever. His name was Nikita Khrushchev.
Obviously, I knew
Khrushchev.
that. I just didn't know how to pronounce
Sure.
it.
So then they go to this summit with Khrushchev, and by all accounts, Khrushchev dominates the summit, just really destroying Kennedy every single day, says presidential pet museum historian Andrew Hager. But at night, they have these state dinners, and at one of these dinners, Khrushchev is seated next to Jacqueline Kennedy. They discuss Belka and Strelka, the Soviet.
Sorry.
The Soviet
I'm acting it out.
space dogs, who are also heroes in their own right, that had orbited orbited Earth the year before. Stroka had just had puppies, Mr. Hager says. Jackie Kennedy said, "Oh, well, you must send me one of those puppies." And 2 weeks later, a dog is delivered to the White House from the Kremlin. She comes with a Russian passport, which gives her name as Pushinka, Russian for fluffy, and lists her as a mixed breed. Now, the FBI, of course, had to come over and evaluate the dog to make sure there were no secret listening devices or hidden explosives. Confirming the dog as explosive-free, Pushinka becomes part of the family. She's even trained to play on Caroline Kennedy's slippery slide. She has puppies with the Kennedys' Welsh Terrier. They give them away to school children who write to the president. It's like adorable and cute. But then in October of 1962, a U.S. spy plane photographed Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, less than 150 kilometers from the U.S. coast. And during the next 13 days, many fear the world will be plunged into nuclear war. Whose turn is it? Renee?
I think it's
Lindsay?
Yes,
Renee?
I think it's Renee.
What is this called? What is this time of history called? These 13 days where we're afraid that the world will be plunged into nuclear war.
Is this the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Bing, 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 bing.
Can I tell you, my first guess was the big spooky ookie.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Also
Okay,
correct.
but it's Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay,
Wow,
gotcha.
you are. She's a genius.
Yeah. So eventually there are concessions from both sides and this nuclear war is averted. And Mr. Hager, this pet historian, says that some historians believe Pushinka influenced Kennedy's handling of the crisis. And a lot of people believe that that is why we did not go into war, because you know what? If a person's going to send you a puppy, it's hard to look at them and think I should go drop a nuclear bomb on them.
Wow.
Look at that.
Dogs bringing
That
the
was
world together.
Fascinating and really interesting. And if you tell that story from the dog's perspective, there is a chance, I can't promise you this, I probably will forget it by tomorrow, but there's a chance that one sticks with me. I'll be like, oh, okay, look, I've learned something today.
Renee,
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you it right now. Ready? Woof, woof,
You
woof,
ready?
woof, 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 woof,
No.
woof, woof.
No, Pushinka was a lot more classy than that, I'm sure. She was like, woof, 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 woof. Or maybe with a Russian
Oh,
accent.
she's Russian.
Woof, 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 woof.
No, that was more French, but I understand.
Oh,
I
right.
understand.
Real food, real food, real food.
Yes.
We're going to cut all this out. All right, that was Dogs for President.
Yay!
All right.
So good.
It is time for recess, and that means it's time for Renee to tell us an embarrassing story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Now, listen, there's been mentioned. We've talked about we just dangled Annie. We dangled cruise ships. Are you guys musical theater people?
I was a musical theater person.
I was
Kelly was
not
a
really.
theater person.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're with me. You're with me when, and I think I'm significantly older than you guys, but I
don't
didn't
think
even
so.
love the show, but I loved the shirt. So Phantom of the Opera in the 90s,
love
glow
that.
in the dark was the big thing.
Yes.
You gotta have
The
something.
black
something
light.
on it.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God, I think
So,
I had
uh,
that shirt. I was obsessed with Phantom of the Opera, and I saw it all the time. Like I saw it everywhere. I saw it on Broadway. I saw it when it toured. I was obsessed with it. That was like my one Broadway show that I was obsessed with. I swear to God, I think I had a glow in the dark Phantom shirt. Anyway,
That's
my
amazing.
apologies.
Love it. I love it so much. So it came in two options. One, you could have one that like covered the entire shirt, or you could have just like a little on the pocket.
Yes.
The masks. So the mask was the thing that was glowing in the dark.
Right.
So in high school, as testament of how not cool I was, one, I wore that on my dates. So I didn't get dressed up. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing anything cute. I'm wearing, which show shirt should I wear? But I would choose the glow in the dark one. Before you watch the movie, you go into the bathroom, make sure that it's ready to glow.
Yes.
The movie gets started. You want to get a little smooch, get them to look at you. You'd be like, what? Have you seen my shirt? That'll get them in there. That'll get them facing the right direction.
Wow.
And then you can just
That's
go in
a
for the kill.
sexy move.
Wow, you had this all planned out. This is
Thank
wow.
you so
Very
much.
intentional dating.
Think I ever got a second date with that move ever.
I'm
But
I'm
just
truly
because-
surprised.
You don't. It's well, thank you for that. But just it's testament of the amount of overthinking that went into everything.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just a high schooler, and of course we're going to make out soon.
Right.
Of course we
Yes,
are.
of
But I was
course.
like, no, I should probably have a plan in place. I should probably think this
Jessica,
through.
yeah.
Make sure.
I
Yeah.
love little Renee in the mirror.
This is
Like,
genius.
okay, I could go with like this rent tee, but I'm gonna go with my glow in the dark
because there's
then
a whole
he'll
plot
get
involved.
closer to my
Right.
like boobs.
There's a sex
like,
plot.
There's like
Uh-huh.
a it'll light up my face in a certain way, and then
Right.
maybe you'll be like, oh. I like to think that you also serenaded him.
Oh, yes, certainly. I'm sure that I did.
I have to
yeah.
admit, I hate that show.
Me too. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
I
you
know.
were a poser wearing that shirt?
Yes, I was. I'm so sorry. I know. Well, just because once you establish yourself as that's the only thing you're into is musical theater, then that's your gift. That's your gift for birthdays,
Yes. Yes.
Christmas, everything is just,
True.
well, if it's a musical, she'll love it. But it got me a few smooches.
Hey.
What was your,
yeah.
do you remember your first kiss?
God. I bet there are people who have a good one. I didn't. Watching Top Gun with Ryan Bell.
Yes.
Of course.
Love
Now-
this.
God, you guys, this is embarrassing, but here we go. So Top Gun has that scene that is, it's time for sexy time, and there's a lot of silhouettes of tongues in this scene, and that was my reference. So I started at the bottom of his neck for my first kiss, just and then made it.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
Wait, that's
So
not
gross.
That's not a good idea. That's not.
so sloppy.
I usually start in
'cause
the
again,
ear and come around.
Yeah, do a quick inner ear test with your tongue.
Oh, God bless.
And then you know how high school kids talk. It was junior high. I was 13. And it was reported the next day that it was the sloppiest kiss he'd ever had.
Oh, but how many had he really
But you were
had? The
doing
other one
the
was a
Top
pop kiss that he was
Gun.
referring, that he was
Thank
comparing
you.
it to.
He just didn't get you were doing the Top Gun. You knew what
I-
to do. You were just doing
Oh,
something different.
He's clearly a
Bless
loser,
you
and you're
guys.
so much
I-
better off without Ryan Bell.
Bell?
What a
Thank you.
stupid name.
dumb.
He's
Thank
probably
you.
great,
Thank
but
you
whatever.
for all of
he
that.
sucks
I
to
knew
us.
you'd be on my side. I
Absolutely.
do think I came at him like a golden retriever. Just, just
That's amazing.
Well, what a
Real
beautiful
rough.
animal, you know?
Yeah,
Like, if you could be someone in a relationship, like, what's wrong with being a golden retriever? Like, they're beautiful, they're loyal.
Now, Renee,
they're
do you
kind.
still do
Yes.
the Top Gun, or have you adapted?
yeah. No, try and listen. Once you start, you can't stop. You know
You
what I
can't
mean?
stop,
So,
absolutely.
just gotta find the partner who loves it.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, ladies.
Wait, have you guys talked about your first kisses? Sorry.
No, it's
that's
fine.
okay.
It's fine.
I think I may have. Mine was at a birthday party, and it was like a spin the bottle situation, I think.
There you go.
And or was it like a 7 minutes in heaven? It was one of those games.
I never actually played 7 minutes.
I'm
in
trying to
Heaven.
remember if that was actually what we did, or if it was just like in front of everybody. But it was like my first little bit of tongue.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I,
Mitchell Gomelinsky.
Mitchell Gomelinsky. I had Corey Goodis, a very serious game of suck and blow in the front yard of my birthday party one year.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Hey.
Suck and blow,
What's
baby.
going on in the
Like
back
it.
door of your birthday party, huh?
Hey. But yeah, Corey Goodis, he was my best friend, but he had a crush on me, but I couldn't date him. It would hurt too much.
It would hurt too
Remember,
much.
like in your
Oh yeah,
diary.
she would read her diaries to us, which was beautiful.
And it would be like, I can't be with him. It would hurt too much.
like if you broke up, right?
I guess.
I
don't
think I thought that was
know.
part of it. Like if we broke up, it would just hurt too much because I just like him.
Sure.
He's
I just
such
like
a
him
good
so
friend.
much.
It would be too painful. I couldn't handle
Too
it. That
painful.
is
Couldn't do
so
it.
charming.
Yeah.
Couldn't do
I
it.
will require a reading at some point. You don't
Yes.
have to do it now, but
Definitely.
I will require
Renee,
it,
did you ever
a
play
reading.
7 Minutes in Heaven? Did you ever actually do that?
No,
I don't think I ever
I don't know.
really
I don't know
did
how
it.
Colorado missed all that. We were just like,
You're
I don't know, put on
lucky.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's
Look
your
at my
goal.
phantom shirt and let me lick your neck.
Yeah. I like
like
how
that
you
combo.
roll.
It's so accurate. Yeah.
All right, are we ready for wilderness class?
Oh my God,
Let's
yes!
do
I'm
it.
so excited.
You guys, I am so excited to introduce to you a guest teacher,
Oh.
scout leader, Scout leader Carl is here.
God.
And he's going to teach you guys about camping. Are you ready to meet him?
I don't know.
I love it. Yes. Yes.
Well, hold on, Carl. Hold on a minute. So I wrote this wilderness quiz because I know that both of you love to camp.
Yes.
And I know that Renee was going camping alone for a little while. And this is
Ew,
something
good
that
work.
Kelly always wants to do. And it makes me really nervous because
Fair.
I also want to go alone, but I'm afraid someone's going to murder me.
I am
So-
also very afraid of serial killers in the woods.
Yeah. Like
It
you.
doesn't happen often, but it's happened.
Yeah.
And that's
I get you.
all I
That's
need to
fair.
know.
Yeah. You're
That's
not wrong
that's
to
all
be
I need to
concerned.
know to have that thought in my head forever.
So in order for you
I
guys to
understand.
have a safe solo camping experience, I'm bringing in Scout Leader Carl, and he's going to teach you all about living in the wilderness.
He doesn't feel safe to me already.
Oh, you haven't met him yet.
Oh, okay.
I love this.
All right, you ready, Carl?
Oh God.
Carl? All right, kitties. All right, are we ready to play Scout It Out with Scout Leader Carl? I'm
I am
Carl.
Carl.
Hey, what's up,
am.
Carl? How's it going?
All right, kitties, let's start with Renee. Renee.
Yes, girl.
If you don't know the temperature outside, don't you sweat it, little nugget. If you're in desperate need to know the temperature and you can't relax without knowing what temperature it is outside, what bug can help you calculate the temperature?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
What bug?
Is this multiple choice, Carl?
No, you
Oh,
gotta just.
you're just supposed to know this?
Oh no.
I can give you multiple choice. You ready?
Ready.
Is
Okay.
it a mosquito?
Ooh, okay.
B, a grub, or C, a cricket?
Ooh. Oh, this is so good.
Which one's gonna help
Whatever
you?
this answer is going to be, I'm going to love it. I'm going to go with mosquito only because they bug us in the summer. So they seem to have some sort of temperature preference.
That is incorrect. Kelly,
Seems right,
do you
yes.
want to try to guess?
What were the choices?
A cricket or a grub?
Grub. I'm going grub.
Incorrect, you little
Hey,
idiots.
crickets.
Crickets. So, listen up, ladies.
I'm listening.
During the
listening.
spring and summer months, you can calculate the temperature by listening to a chirping
Listening.
cricket. You count the number of chirps
Shut your mouth.
that you hear in 14 seconds.
What?
So you put the timer on, you count the number of chirps in 14 seconds, and then you add 40 to that number.
Oh,
and
there's
it will
math
tell you
involved.
the degrees in Fahrenheit.
Whoa! This is even cooler than that thing where you count to 9 on your fingers.
What?
You know what I mean? Where you like do the times table, the
Oh,
nine,
yeah,
the 9
yes,
times table.
Yes. Isn't that crazy
That is
town?
incredible. I'm going to do that every time now. That's amazing.
Formula.
That's so
That's
cool.
blowing my mind.
There's another formula that I found online. If you want to look it up, it's like 37 seconds and
Right.
37 you add and it's 15 seconds or whatever. But look it up. I found like a few different sources that say that that's how you could tell the temperature.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's wild.
I know.
So cool. I'm so impressed
That's
with that.
super
That's amazing.
wild.
All right, bring Carl back.
Get back here, Carl.
All right, little buggy. So, Kelly,
Yeah.
humans need 8 cups of water each day.
Sure.
When 1% of the total water weight of a person's body is lost, that person will feel thirsty.
Hmm.
How long can a person survive without water?
3 days.
That is correct.
Yeah, very good, very good.
All right,
Very
Renee.
nice.
Renee,
Yes,
you little
I'm ready, I'm
dingo.
Dingo.
If you don't have a water source.
That's why I thought you were Australian.
Oh, because I said
No.
dingo?
She sent me a message earlier today. She's like, today we're going to meet Carl, the scout leader. All right, little dingo, or something like that. I'm like, dingo?
Is Carl?
And I'm like, is he Australian? Or what's his backstory?
No.
He could be.
He
could
just
be.
likes calling people
He kicked the
dingoes.
accent long ago, but
Yeah.
he could be.
So if you don't have a water source, Renee, can you drink your own pee to stay hydrated?
You know what? Better Call Saul taught me this. Yes?
I'm going to give you a point, but I got to tell you, Renee, before you start
Yes.
drinking your own pee, you need to do a little more research
'Kay.
because
Sure.
some sources say you could drink it for a
Yeah.
few days and you're all right.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
some sources say that the salt in your pee is the
Right.
equivalent
it
of
worse.
drinking salt water, and
Right.
it is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So before you start drinking your own piss,
Too late.
just try to do a little more research and maybe find
know what?
something else to drink.
You know what?
Sure, if you can.
Yeah, if you can. I think if you're drinking your piss, it's not a first choice. I would hope.
Yeah.
True.
Except for me. I just
I
had
think
a
a
glass.
lot of pee
But-
play is myth.
Pee play? Are you talking sex now?
No, when I got stung by a jellyfish, Alex peed on me
Oh.
and it didn't do anything.
Hmm.
I think it's all.
That's
Couldn't
because
agree more. Yeah.
Mhm.
that's just because he's your ex-boyfriend now. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah, that's what it is.
It's because it wasn't meant to be.
That's why
It didn't do anything for me.
If it was meant to be, his piss would have worked like a
You're
magic charm.
right. You're right.
In a heartbeat.
To
I
be
also
honest-
like to take.
No, I was just gonna
Yes,
say
go
I
ahead.
have.
I was just gonna use this opportunity to say that I am not at drink your own pee level of camper. I
Well, you're not
suppose I could
hardcore
aspire to
enough.
such, but
Well, we're
I
never
guess, right?
hiking the Appalachian Trail together, Renee.
Because if you want to be a part of this party, you better drink your own pee.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I'll do what I can. What were you going
I
to say?
was just gonna say I unfortunately have researched this topic heavily. So I did know that it's a mixed.
It's a mixed bag.
It's a just debate among scholars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I read more of is that the salts and the minerals,
Right.
your kidneys produce the salt like it would process the salt like it would salt water. Approximately 4,000 people are treated annually from drinking contaminated water in the United States.
But that's not
there.
piss water.
No,
specifically.
not piss
Okay.
water
All right.
specifically.
Okay.
All right, Kelly. If you get lost while hiking and you can't find your way back to your tent, you should stop. S-T-O-P. What does stop stand for?
Ooh.
S-T-O-P.
S-T-O-P, S-T-O-P, S-T-O-P.
Come on, you little cricket.
Somebody tell other people where I am.
Perfect. That's
Incorrect.
it.
Yeah.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
She got it.
Renee, do you want to try to steal?
Oh, sure. I'd love nothing more. Stop. Talk. Observe.
Ooh.
Pout.
Okay, I'm giving you a point for
Yeah.
observe.
Thank you. Okay.
It's sit,
Sit.
think,
Okay.
observe,
Uh-huh.
plan.
Oh.
Plan. Sure. Okay.
And I am dating someone that we call Ranger Wilder because he's like walks around the camping,
I've done that before. Lindsay just did. This is a podcast.
Yeah.
Just FYI,
Sorry.
no one could see what
licking
you're doing.
your finger,
Right.
looking for the
Sure,
wind.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
But tested the air. Tested which way the wind.
did
the
that
wind's
recently for
going.
the first time after
Really?
seeing it in every cartoon and for your whole life, and it does work. You can
Ranger
feel
Wilder.
where the wind is coming from.
Ranger Wilder taught me something interesting that I don't know if it works, but I'm willing to try it.
Okay.
We got a little lost on a hike, and he was like, "Wait a minute." So he stopped. He thought. He observed. But then
I thought it was sit.
when he looked around, he saw garbage.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Follow the garbage."
Yeah, always follow the garbage.
Follow the garbage because
Obviously,
people were
yeah.
here with their
Right.
garbage probably more than people were over there where it's like clean. So we followed the garbage and we got out.
Fucking you guys.
Follow the
Very
garbage.
Smart.
Wow.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
God
Smart.
bless litterers.
Yeah.
works to live by,
See,
no
that's
matter
why
what
you
you're
should
doing.
just be a trash person.
Yes.
All right, little fluffer nutters, Renee.
Yes.
You are camping and you find that you're all out of Pop-Tarts and Go-Gurt and you're starting to panic. How long can a person survive without food?
Ooh. Well, now listen, we've heard of these hunger strikes that are like years, but I feel like a week is what they're going to try to tell you.
Interesting. Kelly, you want to try to guess?
Oh, is it not a week? It's
I'll say this, higher or lower
yes.
for both of you. Higher or lower? Now we're gambling.
Oh, good. I think higher. I think it's more than a week.
All right. All
yeah,
right.
it's more than a week for sure.
It's
But it
30 days.
what?
Look at
Okay,
that.
I was gonna say no more than 2 weeks.
No,
but okay.
you can
Yeah.
go because like people fast with water
Right.
for 30 days. I mean, when you're doing like
without food, without anything besides water for 30 days,
Mhm.
I don't buy it.
So here's another question. Last question for
Ready.
Kelly.
Yes.
Good job, you little nidiots. If you run out of food, even though you didn't know the answer, if you run out of food, what can you eat?
Like berries and
Yeah.
stuff.
And what else?
Yeah. You're disgusting.
Renee, what would you eat?
Well, bugs.
Oh, good one.
High in protein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can eat
Plant-
crickets, grasshoppers, ants, bees,
No thanks.
earthworms, grubs,
Grubs.
beetles, June
Grubs,
bugs,
there we are.
roly-polies, cicadas. Now, bonus question. Should you eat the mushrooms?
Fuck yeah.
Obviously, yes. That's the first thing you should eat.
You should eat them before you go camping.
Yes. Before,
Okay.
during, and after.
So I looked up a little mushroom sitch real quick.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Only 3 people die of poisonous mushrooms a year. So we should just eat the mushrooms.
How many die of being murdered by a serial killer?
Now, here's the thing.
There's a good question.
I'm just looking at the
There are
comparison.
133,700 cases of mushroom poisoning where you get sick.
Oh, that's a lot.
But only 3 people die.
take your chances.
Right?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on, live a
the
little.
odds are in your favor. Get in there.
All right.
What are you doing?
Last question.
Okay.
Okay. This has been great. I love
Actually, no, Renee, I'm going to ask 2
Yes.
more questions. So,
this. Okay, 2 more.
Renee, all right, you boo-boo kitty fuck.
Wow.
Do you
Oh,
know
my
what the number 1 cause of death for campers in national parks is?
Oh, I know what it is.
Ooh, falling?
That
Did
was
they fall?
that was my guess.
That's your
into a
guess?
Taking a
fire?
selfie and whoop.
It's actually drowning.
No.
Really?
By a lot, too.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So
Campers.
it's drownings 365 a year. This is like
Ay,
in
ay, ay.
2013, so this is a little
Sure.
outdated. Vehicle accidents 210, falls 178,
That's a lot.
and then other heat exposure, cold exposure, firearms. Only 4 bear attacks. Only 4, and 2
not bad.
wildlife
Again,
attacks.
odds are in your
Other
favor. Go
wildlife
for
attacks.
it. Give
Okay.
that bear a
So
mushroom.
listen,
See what
ladies.
happens.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl. Listen.
Thanks, Carl. See you later.
Go
I
ahead.
don't trust Carl.
Go on your solo hikes. I would prefer if you had some cell phone service at the hikes that you go to so we could communicate. Bring a knife and bring enough Go-Gurt and Pop-Tarts to keep you going for at least 30 days.
All right. Well, we've got 1 game left here,
Okay.
ladies.
Here we go. Pressure's on.
I don't have a guest celebrity teacher. I don't have an expert teacher. I want to know more about
Well, here's the
Carl.
thing about Carl. Carl is also the DMV teacher.
No,
Carl
sure.
Carl
Yeah.
teaches a lot.
Carl, I
It's a
understand.
community
He-
college. You know what I mean?
He comes in and out of the show. But he's never taught wilderness before.
No, he hasn't. No,
Turns
he
out
hasn't.
Carl knows. He's been driving around a lot. Okay, Carl.
He's been
Yes,
around. Yeah,
yes.
he used to be a trucker, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure he was a trucker.
But he got kicked out of the union for doing something
Meth.
naughty.
Oh,
sure.
Other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what started it.
Yes, that's exactly what started it.
All right, guys, here we go.
Yes,
You ready?
yes,
All right, class.
Here we go.
We're going to PE today, or
Uh-uh.
phys ed, as some people like to call it. We're going to personal training class
Okay.
because you're both personal trainers, or have been, or been in that world. And you're also both
Sure.
runners, am I right?
Yeah, not anymore.
Great.
really,
Well, we're not
but-
really talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I was going to
Renee,
say
how
everything is
long-
expired. Yes.
How
Right.
long were you a personal trainer?
I was for 6 years. I
wow.
8,000 certifications. They are all expired and have
Yeah.
not
That's
trained
fine.
since 2015. So
Okay.
I'm not going to perform well here, but I'm going to be
That's
like,
okay.
oh, right. You're going to hear a lot of, oh, rights. You get
Yeah,
it.
that's
You get
okay.
it.
You're
Yeah.
you're not really expected to know any of this because we're talking about well, I'll just tell you what the name of the game is. It's called Jazzercise Through the Ages.
Oh,
all right.
great.
So we're just
delight. I love
this is not. This is you don't really need to know anything
Sold.
specific. It's
Sold,
not
sold,
technical.
sold.
All right. Jazzercise Through the Ages.
Here we go.
So we're going, but first question, we're going like way back to basics. Okay, we're talking about the Greeks. Lindsay, number 1.
Yeah.
The Greeks of the classical era believed that physical fitness and mental clarity were two sides of the same coin. Training was a civic duty rather than a lifestyle choice. Training facilities and professional trainers were provided by the city for ordinary citizens as well as for champion athletes. The gymnasium, now shortened to gym, derives its name from the word gymnos, meaning what? A, strength, B, virtue, or C, naked.
Oh. I'm going to go with A.
A, strength. That is incorrect. Renee, would you like to steal? Is it virtue or naked?
Yeah, let's go virtue. Why not?
That is incorrect, my friends. It is naked. The word means naked because the dudes would go in there
Amazing.
naked.
Of course they would.
And in most places, physical exercise, like politics, was a male-only affair. However, the one notable exception was the city of Sparta, where both boys and girls were put through militaristic boot camp from an early age. So not necessarily a benefit there of being a girl, but at least they were treated equally.
I'll take
Wow.
it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. We are just zipping through history right from ancient Greece all the way to 1982 with our next question, Renee, number 2.
Yes.
Just a decade after Title IX passed, which made sex discrimination illegal, the gym was still seen as the man's domain. When this woman first published her workout video in 1982, there had never been a VHS workout video before, and it was unclear if there was even a market for it. But this woman revolutionized the way people, women especially, worked out, and the trend launched a fashion craze as well, with neon spandex, leg warmers, and leotards becoming ubiquitous among health-conscious women. Name this fitness guru and their DVD, which is the best-selling home video of all time, according to their website.
Wow.
Is it A, Kathy Smith with her DVD, Strong, Sleek, and Slim? Is it B, Jane Fonda with Jane Fonda's Workout? Or is it C, Judy Shepard-Missett with Let's Jazzercise?
Wow.
This is nuts, but I'm going to go with Judy Shepard.
Incorrect.
Yeah,
Lindsay.
I want to go Jane Fonda.
There it is. There it is.
It
We got
is Jane Fonda. We got
Jane
there.
Fonda. Still using those moves.
Was Judy Shepard, did she invent jazzercise, or is she a completely fake across the board? Okay, there we go.
She did. And now we're back to Lindsay. This question is about jazzercise.
Oh, no. I don't know a lot about it. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
you're about to learn a lot about it. Jazzercise is a dance fitness franchise company founded by Judy Shepard-Missett in 1969. She started, this bitch is still the CEO of Jazzercise.
Wow.
They're still going strong. I was looking at their website. I'm like, I would do these classes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really, it's great. So started in
She just did
1969.
sorry.
No,
Real
no,
quick,
go
one
ahead.
more.
Please.
She
No,
was
please.
just on How I Built This, and it was it's such a good interview. She's such a badass. Okay,
Oh,
continue.
wow.
Sorry.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, amazing. No, so she's from Evanston, Illinois. She started as a student at Northwestern, and she was teaching jazz dance classes. And then she realized that her students were like not coming back all the time. And she asked them what was up. And they were like, we want to look like dancers, but we don't want to learn like dance technique. So she's like, okay, well, let's change it up a little bit. So she made kind of a dance-based workout class.
Right.
Yeah. So it ended up, then she moved to California, and like it just started taking off. She started teaching there. She called it Jazzercise. And then she was teaching at like local rec centers, and she ended up teaching like a lot of people from military families because she was in Carlsbad. And so she was teaching a lot of military families. So they were like taking it out and like teaching other people. So it like became a franchise, and like it kind of, because like military families always move around and stuff. So it
Yeah.
ended up going all over the country. And yeah, so she had a couple of like LP, they used to do these exercise things on LPs, like just like a record, like so you would listen to it, right?
Wow.
And then so she had a couple of those, and then in 1982, I guess it was like right after Jane Fonda's, she produced more Jazzercise, Let's Jazzercise, and that was her first VHS. So today, Jazzercise Incorporated still provides at-home workouts in the form of Jazzercise On Demand, a subscription service. So, Lindsey, my question to you is, what are the key components of Jazzercise besides just the dance? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 options.
Okay.
A, is it strength training, resistance training, and popular music?
Okay.
Is it B, stationary bike, strength training, and popular music?
Uh-huh.
Or is it C, kickboxing, resistance training, and jazz music?
I'm going to go with A.
That is correct.
Woo, Lindsay.
Very good. And
Yeah.
on their website now, that was like, I think what it originally was. And now they like throw everything in. They're like, we blend dance with Pilates and yoga and
Right.
kickboxing and strength training,
Well,
which
they
I'm
have
sure
to
do.
say that
Yeah.
because they originated so many like bar classes now.
Right.
They were the
Right.
original bar.
Exactly,
But now
exactly.
they have to say bar class.
Right.
'Cause that's the trendy thing,
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Renee, number 4. Zumba is an exercise fitness program created by dancer and choreographer Alberto Beto Perez during the 1990s. Zumba is a trademark owned by Zumba Fitness LLC. I just copied this right from Wikipedia. That's not important.
Perfect.
We don't need to know their trademark. Who owns their trademark?
Okay. Well, I bet there's somebody on there.
Did
who
you know
just,
that Zumba is owned by
Doesn't have
Zumba
trademark?
Fitness LLC? So these classes, this style obviously like really took off. And
I hate Zumba.
I've
'cause
never
I'm
done
so
it.
uncoordinated.
I've never done it. So anyway, my only question to you is, Renee, what South American country is Beto Perez from? Is it A, Colombia, B, Venezuela, or C, Brazil?
Let's go with Brazil.
That is incorrect, Lindsay.
Colombia
Sounds
or what?
Venezuela.
Colombia?
Yes, he's Colombian.
Very good. Very good.
Renee, have you ever done Zumba?
I taught Zumba.
Oh, you did.
I love it.
You don't love it?
No.
You must
I
be
do.
coordinated
It's,
then. I'm
not
not.
good for joints. That much plyometrics is insane.
Yeah.
But it's fun to hop around. a
Oh,
bit.
you did like it. You liked doing it.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I liked it.
You have more.
You said
I
it
think she's-
apologetically under your breath because you
Yeah,
didn't want to
well, yeah,
offend
because
Lindsay. Yeah.
I do think because you'd get people who would come in for the first time and it just I don't know. I think anything that just makes you jump a lot
Yes.
is tough. It's tricky.
I don't want
Yeah,
to jump
it's
a
why
lot.
I now have sciatica.
Yeah. Mhm. Exactly.
It's
exactly.
why.
It just destroys your poor little body.
yes.
All right, Lindsay. Number 5.
Yes,
we just got
my
2
love.
more questions. All right.
Mhm.
Number 5. An ancient Chinese sport involved picking something up and holding it high above your head in a painful test of human willpower. This spectacle occasionally turned deadly. King Wu broke his kneecap during one such contest and died a few
boy.
months later. What was it that these athletes were holding above their heads? Was it a calf or other similarly sized livestock?
Wow.
B, metal pot filled with burning coal.
Ooh.
Or
Oh,
C,
God.
a giant building stone from a building.
A building stone.
That is incorrect.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Renee, do you have a guess? A calf
I don't
or
like
other
either of
livestock
these.
or metal pot filled with burning coal?
I genuinely don't like either of these. I'm gonna go with burning pot just because I don't want the cow to get
That is correct.
I
Yes,
hate it. I
Renee.
hate it.
There were other people that
Like
were
it.
holding up the calves, but I didn't ask that as a question, so I can't now speak on where or who that was. So we will forget about
Sure.
them. You got it right.
We're idiots. People are
Woo!
idiots.
People are
Come on.
idiots. Yeah, it
idiots.
was called cauldron lifting, and they would fill it with
Ugh.
burning coal, and they'd have to pick it up.
No.
Horrible.
Yeah, but now
God,
we
I
do
hate
like
it.
the Tough Mudder where we like
Right.
shock
This is true.
ourselves to death. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing's changed.
Right,
Like, it's
right.
like
Yeah,
right,
people
right,
remain idiots. Is the
we're
theme of
just
this show.
remaining idiots.
All right, Renee, last question is for you, my
Yes.
dear. Richard Simmons.
Aw.
Richard Simmons,
God
born
bless.
July 12, 1948, is a semi-retired American fitness instructor, actor, and video producer known for his eccentric, flamboyant, and energetic personality. Simmons began his weight loss career by opening his gym, Slimmins, in Beverly Hills, California, catering to the overweight, and he became widely known through exposure on TV and through the popularity of his consumer products. He has promoted weight loss programs, most prominently through his Sweatin' to the Oldies line of aerobic videos. Is Richard Simmons' real name A, Milton Teagle Simmons, B, Hilton Spiegel Simmons.
Oh my God.
Or C, Wilton Beagle Simmons.
Wow.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm gonna go with A because I don't know.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, how about that?
Teagle,
How about
Milton
that?
Teagle.
We did
Milton
it. We did it.
Teagle.
Milton Teagle Simmons.
What a cutie.
Wow.
And then for extra
Love
credit, you could, both of you, either of you can answer this. Okay, in February 2017, the podcast Missing Richard Simmons
Yes,
launched,
yes.
investigating why Simmons left public life so suddenly. My question to you is Richard Simmons still alive? And if so, where is he?
Okay, I want to guess.
Okay.
He is still alive.
Okay.
He's okay.
Okay.
He made a statement. I'm okay, you guys.
Mhm.
Leave me alone.
Is he?
And he's living in Boca Raton, Florida.
Okay. All right. Do you have a guess, Renee? How do you feel about that?
I love it. I like the exact
You
same
like it?
thing.
Same thing? Same guess?
I like it. But I'll change up the place. I'm gonna say that he's in Carmel.
Ooh,
Is up north.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm gonna
like
give
it.
Renee the point. I'm gonna give
Oh.
Renee the point because she was closer. I think he's just in LA still. And he is alive.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
He's alive and he's
Yeah.
okay.
He's okay.
Respect
Leave
his
him alone. He's
boundaries.
old.
He's
Let
just
him-
he did a lot for us for a long time, and we
Yeah.
need to let him live
Yes.
his
Right,
old man
exactly.
life.
If he wants
Yes.
a little peace and quiet, he deserves some peace and quiet.
So
We
frickin'
don't need to
Lily.
exploit him. But oh boy, those videos are fun.
Oh, so fun!
He's just what a lovely man.
Yes.
I love him.
Truly.
I think we should do a night where we do one of his videos.
I'm so
Sold. Done.
fucking.
Wouldn't that
down.
be
do I
so
get
much
invited to
fun
this?
as an
Oh,
adult
you're
to
invited.
do
100%.
that?
Yes.
Yes. Just from doing this like little bit of research on this game, I was like, I want to do all these old workout
I'm
videos.
gonna
I want to do
plan
the
it.
Jane Fonda. I want to do
Yeah.
Richard Simmons. I want to jazzercise.
I'm gonna plan it. I'm gonna plan a Zoom Richard Simmons dance party.
1
This is genius.
million.
Do it.
I think it's what America
in.
needs
it's
right
what
now.
we all need right now.
You're correct.
Absolutely. Could save the world. Could
You
save
guys,
humanity.
it's time to tally up the points.
Uh-oh.
my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Now-
Drum roll,
I'm so
please.
nervous. I'm
Who
so
ta-
nervous.
who taught us to add our points, and then that's how we're gonna
That
figure
was
it
a
out?
Tiff Myers.
Okay, so as per a Tiff Myers
Yes.
suggestion,
Mhm.
Sure.
in order to figure out who won this game, because Renee, you played every game, I only played 2, Kelly only played 2.
Mhm.
Kelly
Sure.
and I are going to add our points, and then we're
Great.
going to see who has the highest points, Kelly
Perfect.
and Lindsey or Renee Colvert.
Yeah.
So,
Genius.
Yep.
Renee,
Right.
you
Yeah.
have
Coming
13 points. Lucky,
Lucky
number
number
13.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Now,
Okay.
I know we said no math, but I'm going to add up Kelly's points with my points.
I think a simple addition like that is okay. I don't
Sure.
think that's
Now
going to
we
hurt
can-
I
anyone's
just want
brain
to make
too much.
sure our listeners
I'd
know.
like to
It's
say
all
we're
like-
from trigonometry,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
So
said no math.
6 plus 10 I can work with.
Yeah.
Kelly has 5 points. Lindsay has 6, making Renee our winner.
How? How? And I'll tell you what, it's all those borrowed points. You tossed me so many borrowed
No,
points.
I don't
Renee,
think
you
so.
deserved. I
I
only
don't
gave
think
you
so.
one
I think it was only
extra
one.
point just for being clever and cute.
Mhm.
You are our
So
winner.
you still would have won.
I'm okay with it. I think you deserve
I'll
this
s-
win.
I'll sleep
I'm gonna
ton- I'll
I'm gonna
sleep
sleep
tonight.
tonight,
Yeah.
knowing that Renee won.
I'll sleep better knowing that she won.
Oh my!
We don't
beautiful
deserve it.
friend, So generous, so generous. I love it.
Oh, so unfortunately, as
Oh, sure.
as our winner,
right. There's a consequence to this.
there
yes.
is a consequence. You could think of it as like that, or you could think of it as
the moment you've been waiting for your whole life.
Right. That I've been training for my whole life.
as a
Yes,
our
agreed.
valedictorian.
Yes. Yes.
You have two. You need to do two things. You need to
Great.
give us a valedictorian speech. Okay.
Okay.
Just
Great.
just off the cuff is totally
20
fine.
minutes is fine.
20 minutes is
Perfect.
fine.
Easy.
20
Easy.
seconds is
Give
fine.
or take.
And
Yeah,
then
okay.
at some point, either before or after, I'm going to need you to look us in the eyes and tell us, fuck you, I'm smarter. And I need you to mean it. Yeah, you
Okay,
got to dig
okay.
deep for that
All right.
one, okay?
Okay, I
All
can
right.
do it.
Yeah. Trust you.
Listen, class of 2021, congratulations. You all did it. I'm so proud of you. As we've seen here today, the way to just claw your way to the top is to surround yourself with generous people who will give you the points. And if you do that, oh man, will you ever succeed? I do recommend if you can do it. If you want a good life, you got to be friends with Kelly. You got to be friends with Lindsay. Like dogs. If you don't like dogs, you won't be liked. I think that concludes our speech today.
That's
Go
beautiful.
out there and get them, champs. Listen, I'm going to say it. but I think you're strong enough to handle it. Fuck you, I'm smarter.
Yeah.
Yay, great.
Beautiful.
Great.
Thank you,
That was
Renee.
absolutely perfect. That is how
So
it's done,
great.
people.
Renee,
Thank you.
let's plug your plugs.
Yeah.
you
Tell us
too.
about your
Just-
stuff. Where can we find you? What are you working on? You got a new podcast. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yes. If you like dogs, I got a podcast called Can It Pet Your Dogs. If you like animals, I have a podcast called An Animal Saved My Life. If you like procrastinating, I have a brand new one coming out called My Pandemic Makeover Spectacular,
Oh my
wherein
God.
I am tracking me sprinting to try to catch up to show something for myself before we're let out. It won't work. And I let you know at the top, it is not going to work, but you can watch the journey of me being like, oh shit, I was supposed to do something. Oops.
I love
I
it.
love
That's it. So
that.
those are the
That's
three
fantastic.
podcasts you can choose from.
Great.
Great.
And where can we find you?
Oh, sure. On Instagram at Renee Colvert _. And then if you like dogs, he's far more interesting than I am. Tugboat the Fluffy Pit on Instagram.
Aw, I love it.
Yes.
Yay. And you can follow us at Kelly and Lindsey. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends. We love you. Renee, it was so awesome having you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was such a fun time. Thank you guys. This was great. And I learned a lot too, which I'll forget tomorrow. But boy,
Same.
tonight I feel like a smarty.
Write it all down. Write it all down.
Write it all down. Write it down.
Guys, thanks for
Thank
listening.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you, I'm smarter.